All right. So I often get inquiries about what makes the work that I do with people who are tapering medication different. Well, it's different in a lot of ways, but one of the ways I'm just going to give you a brief introduction to is looking at the metaphysical aspect of a withdrawal symptom. And I use the air quotes because when I share with you this information, it is my desire that it broadens your perspective to a place that is beyond automatically chalking everything up to withdrawal symptoms. And so looking at the metaphysical aspect of what could be going on and resolving that many times, not always, sometimes there's more things wrapped up in that withdrawal symptom, but starting to look at the metaphysical aspect of what is going on and resolving that, I don't want to say makes the withdrawal symptom go away, but the seeming withdrawal symptom resolves because it wasn't due, what was showing up was not due to the medication. It was due to during the tapering process, our body and our subconscious mind will will take and use the opportunity to communicate with us to resolve our stuff. And on the surface, it could look like withdrawal symptoms. Stick with me. Why do only a certain percentage of people tapering their medication have symptoms? How do you account for a very large cohort in some cases, depending on the medication, of people who really don't have problems coming off at all because they didn't have symptoms or any meaningfully impactful symptoms that caused them to go looking to find resources or answers? So, is it possible that those of us who had or are having withdrawal symptoms, is it possible that this process is being used to communicate with us and to give us the opportunity for deeper healing and transformation so that we never have to take medication again? We never have to find tools to manage life, things, symptoms on the other side. This is why in my film, I said it's a grand opportunity. What sets those of us apart that have these symptoms? I believe an aspect of that is it is our superconscious mind, the grander part of us, the part of us that knows our whole life plan, or some aspect that knows our whole life plan, is giving us the opportunity to look at our stuff. And you may say, well, then why, once I get off the medication, do these symptoms go away? Great question. Truthfully, I don't know. I have theories about it. One of the theories is, Okay, what's your life like now? You're off the Klonopin or the benzo, but do you still have anxiety? No, all my anxiety went away. Okay, fantastic. Is there anything else going on? Because many times, if we don't deal with our stuff, it just comes back in another way, in the same way, around again. Right? And if you're one of those people that you had a terrible time coming off and you're off and everything is fantastic, yay, wonderful, really. But I believe that we're given an opportunity to look at something deeper, a deeper healing. We took the medication for a reason, and you may say, oh, well, it was just anxiety. Yeah, but where did that original anxiety come from? What prompted that? And it was so bad that you took medication, right? Where did that go? I don't know. Where did it go? Did it go? Is it coming out in another way? Is it coming out sideways in another way? I don't know what your situation is. But for me, when I was on my journey, when I started looking at what else could be happening here, and I opened the gates or the door or the window to what else could be going on here, lots of other things came in. And there's many resources that are out there, but one of the resources that I like to use in my practice with my clients is, let's see if there's a metaphysical message or information that you could benefit from hearing about. And then we have a way to, if there is, we have a way to, hey, it's probably a root. Hey, there's something here that can be healed and transformed with the psyche process. So let me give you an example. One of the resources I use is problematic patterns, behavioral, psychological, and psychiatric problematic patterns, not diagnoses, and their emotional meaning or emotional and or metaphysical meaning. So let's just look up a popular one. Okay, anhedonia. It isn't safe to feel. Okay. So in my personal life, before I was medicated, feeling my feelings and expressing those feelings was not okay. And because it wasn't okay, and I couldn't cope with stuffing those feelings down, the medication was a straitjacket that numbed me out and made me emotionless, right? Anhedonia, because it wasn't safe for me to feel my feelings. It wasn't safe for me to express my feelings. So what the am I going to do? Right? I got to do something. Um, but when I started to come off that medication, I was like, oh, I have anhedonia and I'm not, I can't feel my feelings. Well, I've got a lot of programming and a lot of been there, done that, got the t-shirt at the subconscious level of the mind that tells me it's not safe to feel my feelings. It's not appropriate for me to feel my feelings. And if I feel the feelings, then what am I going to do? Because it's not safe to express those feelings either. Right. So now I'm stuck. I'm taking away the medication that allowed me to cope with the quandary of not feeling my feelings as I laid out. Okay. So if I'm taking that medication away, what's my plan around my feelings? Well, in Psyche, I could program myself and let the subconscious mind know, hey, that's old data. I'm going to write over it. And the new data is it's safe for me to feel my feelings and express them in healthy ways and in safe environments or with safe people. And then guess what? The anhedonia withdrawal symptom was resolved for me and for others. And maybe the reason that a person is experiencing anhedonia when they're tapering is different than this message, but we have a way, we have a protocol to find out, is there a reason? Is there information? Is there a message that would be helpful for you to look at and potentially balance for that will assist you and potentially resolve this withdrawal symptom? Because you've got data already. I had data that told me feelings weren't safe and appropriate and should be squashed. So if the medication isn't there, what's the new programming? Am I going to end up self-sabotaging? Am I going to trigger something else so that it comes out sideways and wonky once the medication is no longer available to me? Just an example. There's a whole book of seeming, the point is, there's a whole book of seeming withdrawal symptoms, but like what else could be going on? Could be from a metaphysical perspective and from a subconscious recorded data perspective. And is that subconscious programming and data helpful and supportive in your process, or has it got data that is not only not helpful, but could actually be causing problems in its attempt to get to the root and resolve what's really going on for you? The beautiful thing is we don't need to know what it is unless you do. Your system will tell us. um, and maybe it wasn't a withdrawal symptom at all.